Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Canaan High School Dundee Stadium for today's FCIAC quarterfinal boys lacrosse playoff game between the St. Joe's Cadets and the Canaan Rams. Now we ask everyone to please rise for the playing of the Stars Spangled Banner.
Welcome everybody live to Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School, the home of the Rams, for first round FCIAC playoff action between the top seeded New Canaan Rams and the number 8 seed St. Joseph Cadets. Hello everybody on New Canaan High School Athletics. Myself, PJ Neville, next to me, Ryan Bell. Ryan, we're in for a good game today.
Yeah, PJ, should be a fun one. Obviously, first round of the FCIAC, so playoffs beginning for both of these teams. St. Joe's, New Canaan, a little familiar with each other. Obviously, St. Joe's played New Canaan earlier this year. Was a win for the Rams, 5-1 in that game. So, this is a good St. Joe's team, though. They come into this game with a 10-5 record. Obviously, got some good players all around, but when you're going up against a powerhouse team in the Rams, it's always going to be tough to win. And New Canaan, obviously, FCIAC as a whole got some tough teams in there. Staples, Darien, Ridgefield, all good opponents. So New Canaan can't overlook St. Joe's in this one, but definitely the favorites on paper.
Yeah, definitely can't overlook them, right? This St. Joe's team limited the Rams to their least amount of goals during the regular season. Only 5 goals scored. St. Joe's, they came out, they ran a little bit of a weird defense that the Rams haven't seen. It wasn't really a zone defense, but it was a weird look. They would kind of just pull a guy off his man and leave him on the crease when the Rams would take the ball to X. So a little bit of a weird look, but, it worked out. I'm sure the Rams have that scouted out now, so I kind of doubt that would work again today. But, only one way to find out is the goalies touch gloves, and Coletti and Leiden will head back to their cages. We're just about to get underway here. An FCIAC quarterfinal action. It's going to be on the face-off, number 77, of course, for the Rams, J.T. O'Neill and Finn Kilmartin, the sophomore for the Cadets. So the referee will back away. Second. And blow the whistle. That ball, a scrum on the face-off, gets sent out, and it's going to be picked up by Kilmartin. He'll try and play it back to Pagano. Eventually, Coletti's able to get on that ball as now St. Joe's looks to break it out on the clear. Here's Caden Mitchell. Mitchell moving it up the field. Heavy pressure on the attack here as it's dumped over the top to Pagano. Pagano will send it down low to Griner. Griner lost it, then eventually picked it up with heavy pressure from Harden.
Yeah, it's the style from Chase Harden. Always the aggressive defense that we know to expect from him, both the sports he plays in hockey as well as lacrosse.
It's going to be up top with Restrepo. Restrepo will send it back to Archibald. St. Joe's looks to get into their offense. They're coming out in the empty set. Nobody on the crease. They're playing out wide. There's Braden Roby heavy on the pressure along that sideline. Roby, a couple of slashes, just trying to impose his will early. It's going to go up top to Archibald. Archibald over to Restrepo. As Restrepo looks to dodge on the short stick of Schwartz. Restrepo down the alley. He'll pass it behind. Now out in front. Oh, Harden levels him. Chase Harden with the huge hit on Forrest Griner. And now the Rams clearing the ball. It's Will Hayes. Hayes with a split in the midfield. He'll take it over the midline and pass it off to Matt Reed. Reed being defended heavily by Pagano. Will take it in the alley, pull it down below, and try to settle down the Rams offense. As you see, missing in the Rams attack unit right now. Henry Laddick looked like he maybe got a little shaken up during warm-ups as Reed shot. That one went wide, but it's going to be Wildman back there to pick it up. So the Rams with Mazabras at attack, and then they're putting Harry Mayock on that top midi line. It's going to be Wildman. He'll send it behind to Mazabras. Brady Mazabras being defended here by Lima. Now it's up high to Campese, across to Mayock. Now with Roeder. Finn Roeder looking to dodge. Roeder down the alley with his left. He'll roll back, draw the double, pass it up high to Wildman. Now it's off to Mayock. Mayock down low with Reed. Reed out in front. He was looking for Mazabras. That pass got broken up, and it's going to be grabbed by Coletti. Coletti, he'll send it up the field. Was looking for Pagano. That pass a little too long. It'll go out of play and stay with the go back to the Rams.
Yeah, well, nice job by St. Joe's defense right there, just denying the Rams' attack, because that's where New Canaan really thrives, is when they can create some pressure and get something going inside the crease there. But St. Joe's able to stop the first one. You know, that goes back to what we mentioned earlier about that first game. Only holding New Canaan to 5 goals, so St. Joe's does have a very good defense, but we'll see if the Rams can kind of break the code today.
Here's Bryce Lyden. He'll send it down low to Matt Reed. Reed will whip it behind to Wildman. Wildman will be defended here by Mitchell. Now it's up high to Campese. Ethan Parisi, the junior, defending him. As Campese looking to dodge, he'll take it down. He'll get right out in front. It was a good look for Campese, but his shot went wide. It's backed up by Matt Reed. It's going to start on the end line. It's Reed, defended by the St. John's commit, Jason Pagano. He'll take a screen from Mayock. Oh, great screen there from Mayock as he'll look up to Campese. Now across to Roeder. Roeder on the split with his left. The shot goes wide. Mayock's back there to back it up.
Yeah, Coletti's got to stay ready right now in goal, because New Canaan is definitely going to fire some shots. Roeder with a nice one there, just a little wide though.
So here's Wildman looking to dodge from X. He'll pass it behind to Mazabras. Brady Mazabras. He'll roll back. Flag is down. So the Rams going to take their time here and look to try and get the best shot possible with the flag on the field. So, you know, even if they miss the cage, they get the ball back. As Matt Reed, he'll send it off to Campese. Campese steps into one. That one goes wide. Looks like it maybe hit Roeder. And it's going to be a man-up look for the Rams here. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Still 0-0 here from Dunning Field. It's going to be Ronan Hillman checking into the game for the Rams.
Yeah, big opportunity here for New Canaan now with the man-up situation. You know, these are the times, especially now it's the postseason. You want to capitalize on these opportunities where, you know, the opposing team is a man down. So it could be a big chance for the Rams to go up 1-0 here.
So that penalty was on Jason Pagano. It's going to be a minute long. As the Rams go to work on the man up here, it's Reed. He'll give it up high to Wildman. Now it's Campese as the Rams get into it. It's going to be behind with Hillman across. Campese's shot. It was a good look, but it went wide. And Mazabras back there to back it up for the Rams.
Yeah, good ball movement by New Canaan. You see that they've been practicing these plays a lot in practice. When you have the man-up situation, you can just tell by the ball movement all around the field.
It's Campese off to Wildman. Wildman, he'll step into one. Shot goes wide. The Rams have not hit the cage very much today. They've gotten a lot of good opportunities from out wide, but they've just not really tested Coletti too much. Here it's going to be Campese off to Wildman. Wildman back to Campese, back to Wildman. He'll step into one. Great Wildman shot. That one got saved by Coletti. There's now ball on the ground. It's going to be picked up by Matt Reed. Now off to Roeder. He'll step in. Finn Roeder off the crossbar. Now it's picked up by St. Joe's. Here it's Parisi. Flag is down. That's going to be on either Roeder or Hillman as Parisi holding the ball. He's got to clear the zone at least if he wants to retain possession and give St. Joe's. Yeah, at least he's killed off the penalty there as his pass goes wide. It's going to be picked up here sent out a play by Cam Lyon. Didn't really matter as the Rams now going to be man down here. Looks like the penalty going to go on Ronan Hillman, I'd assume.
Yeah. Well, how about St. Joe's surviving that, right there, being a man down. Obviously, Roeder unlucky hitting the crossbar, but a nice save by Coletti there for the first time around. And St. Joe's able to clear that one out of there, and I'm sure the Cadets will be looking at that one as a success.
So that penalty is going to be on Finn Roeder for a minute with 6:48 left to go. Oh, so he's locked in. There's 6:48 left to go in the first quarter. St. Joe's going to start with the ball in the alley. It's Restrepo. Eli Restrepo up high. Back down low to Restrepo as now they're going to be behind with Griner. St. Joe's looking to just work this right side, it seems. As Restrepo, he'll send it down low to Griner. Now across. Now up high. Stepping in, it was Archibald. Restrepo along the wing. Seems like this offense really flowing through him. It's Archibald off to Restrepo. Now down low to Griner. St. Joe's already halfway through as Archibald shot. That one goes straight to the stick of Cam Lyde. An easy save for him. So now it's Will Sullivan clearing the ball up the field. Sullivan taking it in. He'll get it down low and try to settle it. He'll give it off to Mazabras, Brady Mazabras. Off to Campese now. Cole Campese holding this ball. So the Rams just killed off the penalty. So back to 6-on-6 play here. It's up top with Roeder. Finn Roeder will be defended by Jaquez. Now it's off in the alley with Wildman. Wildman on the rollback. He'll draw the double. Now Gray Wildman with the short stick switched on to him. Wildman on the split to his left. He'll step into 1-0. Great save by Coletti. That ball going to go out of play. Matt Reed's back there to back it up. That was a great save there. Wildman almost snuck that right under the bar.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 nice saves from Coletti so far in this game, but only 5 minutes to go in this first quarter, so he's facing a ton of shots.
Mayock sends it up to Roeder. Roeder now to Campese. Campese with the short stick on him. The Rams going to look to isolate this matchup. Campese down the alley to his right. His shot goes high of the cage, but Reed's back there once again. Here it's going to be Matt Reed. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Reed will send it up high to Roeder. Finn Roeder trying to make a dodge. He's going to pull it out and re-dodge. He'll send it down low to Reed out in front. He was looking for Mazabras. It's going to be picked up by Mayock. Mayock will send it off to Campese. Campese takes a screen from Harry Mayock. And Cole Campese's shot. Oh, that one. Great save by Coletti. Mayock gets it. Oh, he gets whacked in the head. Flag, yeah. There's going to be a flag on that one. So the Rams kind of settle this ball down once again. Look to get the best shot possible. Here's Wildman sweeping over top, and Gray Wildman, the freshman. He'll bury it. Getting the first goal for the Rams in these FCIAC playoffs with 4:15 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, PJ, we knew at some point the Rams were going to get a goal. I mean, with all the shots they were generating, just not too many going on to Cage, not too many shots on target, but Wildman finally gets the strike going down. Obviously, have that situation where you're about to be a man up if you're the Rams right there, so you know that you could take your time and get that nice shot in there, and Wildman just takes it himself, makes a 1-0 for the Rams.
So Wildman with the snipe from outside, and the Rams are going to have a man-up face here. So, if you're JT O'Neill, you want to win this one. It seems like St. Joe's bringing Jason Pagano up to the wing to kind of make some ruckus on the loose ball in the midfield, try and give St. Joe's maybe an opportunity to break up that man-up opportunity for the Rams, but O'Neill won it, and Coach Buzzio called a timeout to set up the man-up here for the Rams with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. Currently, it's New Canaan leading St. Joe's by a score of 1-0. But the Rams, the scoreboard doesn't really indicate how well they've played so far. They are definitely dominating ball control, and they're getting a lot of looks, just getting unlucky to start, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are definitely the better team as of right now, but this is how St. Joe's wants to play. They want to slow down the tempo, when they have control of the ball, just really hold that possession time, and that's why it's only 1-0 with 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter. St. Joe's just plays that such slow tempo, that slow style of both offense. Then, when the Rams do have the ball and they're, attacking on offense, it's the St. Joe's defense that's really just neutralized the Rams to at least make it some, I'd say, tougher shots for New Canaan, because obviously New Canaan is generating shots, but not a lot of them have been on target, and that's the only one was the Wildman goal that really went in there. But also, credit to Coletti. He's made some great saves so far. So, definitely tougher for St. Joe's, but, not playing bad because they're playing to their style right now.
Yeah, and, I mean, you talk about this St. Joe's defense, Ryan. Jason Pagano and Caden Mitchell, these are two of the premier defenders in the FCIAC. Not even in that second tier of the FCIAC. They can be talked about in that first tier. Pagano, he's on that Eclipse AA team with Leiden, Roby, Hardin, Leahy, Hayes. It's those 5. And then Pagano, that's the defense over there with a couple of kids from Rye, I believe. But, it's Pagano who can play with guys like that. And I think that's why he's headed to St. John's next year. And he's such a phenomenal defender. As here it's Matt Reed. He'll give it to Hillman on the doorstep. Hillman, that one got saved by Coletti. As that's going to be a loose ball push. The ball loose out in front. It's going to be trapped by Coletti, but it's a loose ball push on St. Joe's. So New Canaan going to start with it in the alley. It's Gray Wildman. Still 35 seconds left to go on the man up for New Canaan. So here it's Wildman. He'll send it to Campese. Back to Wildman. Back to Campese. Campese gives it off to Roeder. Now it's Reed. Finn Roeder back to Matt Reed. These two just give and get it back as here it's Campese. He'll step into one. Oh, great save by Coletti. Pagano will trap it on the doorstep. Give it off to Coletti. Now St. Joe's looking to clear the ball. Oh, Reed, that's going to be a penalty. Can't go for the one-handed wrap check. St. Joe's going to pull it out and settle it down. Here it was Scaly. Now it's on the side with Griner. Hard and heavy pressure on him. Now it's off to the alley to Archibald. St. Joe's now, they want to settle this ball down and get the best look possible. It's with Restrepo. Restrepo dodging from up high. Eli Restrepo, he'll send it down low. Now it's with Griner. Griner. A lot of contact from Hardin on there as the shot comes from up high. That one got blocked. And Brooks Wonderlick, he's going to pick it up. And now St. Joe's will go man up here. The penalty assessed on Matt Reed. 2:35 left to go here in the first quarter. The Rams lead by a score of 1-0. A minute-long penalty. This has been a very sloppy game from both sides, Ryan. I mean, 4 penalties basically back-to-back. Not what you want to see if you're either of these coaches.
Yeah, well, here's the chance for the cadets, now your own situation to be a man up. If you're going to try and equalize against the Rams team, it's the best time to do it when you have the numbers game.
So it's going to be on the wing here with Restrepo. He'll send it up high to Archibald. Now it's down low, Restrepo. Out in front, the pass up high. Archibald shot. He'll bounce it and bury it. Sean Archibald, the senior captain, will get the first goal on the day for the Cadets with 2:16 left to go in the first quarter, knotting it up at 1.
Well, just what I was saying, it's so hard to score against this New Canaan team when it's full strength on full strength. But, right when the Rams get into a situation where they're going to be a man down, that's when any opposition team can capitalize. St. Joe's, nice shot there by Archibald going right into the ground, bouncing up into the net. That's, one for Leiden. That's almost impossible to save when it's going straight into the ground. And now St. Joe's riding this momentum and all of a sudden tied at 1-1 with 2:16 left to go.
It's going to be won by J.T. O'Neill on the faceoff. He'll send it off to Wildman. Wildman going to settle the offense down for the Rams. Can't play too panicked. I mean, you're only tied 1-1 as the Rams still do need to kill off this penalty. St. Joe's might start playing them pretty aggressively. And if I'm Coach Talbot, I'm telling them to – oh, sorry, the penalty actually got waived after the goal. It's going to be Roeder up high. Off to Wildman. Gray Wildman on the wing. He'll pull it out. Bounce it off to Mayock. Mayock across to Reed. Reed down low looking to dodge on Pagano. Give it up to Roeder up top. Finn Roeder up top. He'll look to Mazabras out in front, and Brady Mazabras on the bouncer. He'll get it with 1:22 left to go in the first quarter. The Rams take the lead back. Brady Mazabras on the bouncer.
Great shot by the junior Brady Mazabras, just kind of snuck in the middle of that St. Joe's defense right there. They had the whole perimeter marked up, but they really didn't worry about the middle, which you'd think would be maybe your main focus right there. But that's the thing about New Canaan. There's just so many guys on the attack outside in the perimeter. It makes it tough to, have an eye on everyone. And Mazabras just breaks free. Little shot in the middle, gets it by, and now 2-1 for New Canaan.
So back on the face-off here. It's O'Neal and Kilmartin. Looks like JT O'Neal will win that one. Heavy pressure coming here from Capizzuto. JT O'Neal able to take it in. He'll get a touch and pull it out. O'Neal behind to Reed. Now here's Matt Reed. Now Wildman. Wildman dodging on Mitchell. Gray Wildman shot. That one saved out in front by Coletti. Then it'll be picked up. And the loose ball is Campese. He took a shot. That one looked like it was going to go, but it bounced wide. And now St. Joe's getting the ball back with under 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it could be the last attack here for St. Joe's as we close out the quarter, just trying to get anything going on this Rams defense, because obviously that only goal did come when they had the numbers advantage.
Oh, that was Jaquez there who lost the ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Picked up by Blake Schwartz with 36.7 seconds here. Schwartz, he'll look up to Campese. Campese running it in. He'll get a touch. It's Cole Campese just looking to hold this one. Try and get the last shot for the Rams in this quarter. It's going to be Reed. Off to Wildman. Now up high, Mayock. Mayock with a give and get it back to Wildman. Wildman looking to dodge. Oh, he rolls out of that one. Gray Wildman shot to the stick of Coletti as that ball will be sent downfield. Second left, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of action here in the FCIAC quarterfinals from Dunning Field. Scores currently 2-1 in favor of the New Canaan Rams. Ryan, what have you been seeing?
Yeah, well, definitely New Canaan, the stronger team so far in that first quarter, generating a lot more chances than the Cadets. But the only problem is when New Canaan all of a sudden had that penalty going down a man, St. Joe's capitalized, and obviously Archibald had a nice goal there to equal it up at 1-1, and then Mazabras really came right back down there, and he leveled it to make it 2-1 for New Canaan. But, St. Joe's is definitely not playing bad. You could hear right when that quarter ended, a lot of their fans hear loud applauses from them because they're playing a pretty good game so far. And, as we head into the second quarter, we got to see how St. Joe's is really going to do in the attack because we know how good their defense is, and they can definitely generate some stops on New Canaan. But you got to do something with the ball, maybe some sort of counterattack going on. But right now, it looks like New Canaan is definitely the better team so far, but St. Joe's is in this one.
Yeah, so scored 2-1. St. Joe's, they really just haven't had the ball on offense. It's been this New Canaan offense that has been suffocating them and just holding the ball on their own end. And then when they do get the ball, it's this tenacious New Canaan defense, Ryan. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, well, the Rams defense is doing a good job, as we've seen in lots of games past. I know when we did the Ridgefield game last Monday, it was the Rams defense that was the star of the show, and even guys like Braden Roby, they were scoring too.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're probably not going to expect that today in a playoff game, just do your role and stick to your assignments. But obviously, the Rams defense, they help out Cam Lydon so much in goal because, he's not facing too many shots. And when he is, you can be comfortable. Coach Buzzio can at least have that sense of comfort that, he can make a save in that, even if it gets by this tough New Canaan defense. And obviously, that's just a testament to all of these, D1 athletes that are on this New Canaan team, and especially that defense that really bolster the Rams' strengths.
So coming out for the face-off, it's once again Kilmartin and O'Neal. JT O'Neal definitely has had the upper hand on the face-off so far today. Got Hayes and Mazza on the wings for the Rams, as well as O'Neal. He'll win that one. Flip it off to Wildman. Wildman down low behind to Mazabras as he looks to settle down the offense back up to Wildman. Now here's Hayes. Hayes to Wildman. It's Gray Wildman. He's just going to settle this ball down as the Rams get their subs on. It's Wildman. He'll send it off to Roeder. Roeder dodging down the alley. Give it behind now to Matt Reed. Reed. There's a bad pass. Got picked off by Jaquez. As now he'll decide to run it up, pass it off to Pagano. Jason Pagano through the midfield. Oh, good tip by Brady Mazabras, but still got to the stick of Caden Mitchell somehow. As now it's going to be Griner who will look to settle it down. Forrest Griner. So we got two Griner brothers on this St. Joe's attack as that ball goes out of play. It's going to be picked up by Brooks Wunderlich and the Rams here. Wunderlich off to Cam Lyden. Lyden looks up to Campese and Cole Campese. He'll get the easy clear, get a touch. He looks maybe for even more there as Campese will eventually pull it out, give it off behind to Mazabras. Brady Mazabras was looking to curl around the crease, but is met by Caden Mitchell very quickly. It's Matt Reed with the short stick of Shiamana on him. Reed draws the slide. Now it's up top with Roeder. Roeder with a couple of shifty moves. Finn Roeder shot that one. Unfortunate for him. Just goes wide. But it's going to be picked up by Mazabras on the end line for the Rams. It's here. It's going to be Wildman. The screen coming from Mayock. To flip it behind to Mayock. Mayock with the shorty on him at X. Now it's up top. Roeder. Roeder across to Campese. Campese with the hitch. Campese gets the short stick switched onto him. So the Rams looking to isolate this matchup once again. Here's Cole Campese stepping in. He'll sweep with the swim move. Nice move by Cole Campese, but his shot misses the cage. This is Matt Reed. He's back there to chase it along the wing.
Yeah, nice moves there from Campese. He tried to get that shot straight into the ground as Archibald's goal was for St. Joe's, but Campese just a little too high of a hop off the bounce, but back with the Rams.
This is Mayock with his left. He'll give it off to Roeder. Roeder sweeping over top. Finn Roeder with the bouncer. That one gets saved by Coletti. He got a piece of it. And it's going to go out of play behind with Wildman. As Wildman now over top. Gray Wildman. Oh, wow. He stuck that corner. Gray Wildman with the goal. The third of the day for the Rams. His second.
Pinpoint accuracy there from Wildman. Gets the screen across and just fires that one into that top corner. And that's a shot where I think guys at the college level are doing that one, not someone like Gray Wildman, but that's just the strength of the Rams. Anyone can do that on this Rams team. It's not just one player, especially, all those guys on the attack, and now extending it 3-1 to New Canaan, and you got to feel, if the Rams get maybe one more off of that, try and open the floodgates here.
It's Kilmartin and O'Neal once again. O'Neal tripped up on that. It's going to be picked up by St. Joe's, but they're going to say that's a trip. And O'Neal, he's going to get possession here for the Rams. Looks like they're bringing in their second line middies. It's going to be Robinson in for the Rams, as well as Cuesta coming back. It's his first game back from a concussion that he suffered again in that McMahon game. Chris Cuesta, he's out here with Will Wunderlich and Luke Robinson. Robinson looking to dodge from X. A lot of contact back there. This top line for the Rams, they've been playing a lot today, so it's good to see the second liners get out for New Canaan, get some reps. As it's Reed, he'll give it off to Robinson. Now up high with Cuesta. Cuesta off to Wunderlich. Wunderlich, he'll go down the alley. Will Wunderlich sends it behind to Reed. Reed now to Wildman. Gray Wildman on the dodge. He'll bounce out, look up high. Robinson looking like he was going to step into that one, as he took the shot straight to the chest of Lima. As now it's St. Joe's running in. They've got a 4-on-6 right now. New Canaan heavy on the pressure as that one goes out of play. Good play by the defense of New Canaan, recognizing the circumstances, as now it's Braden Roby. Roby up the field to Robinson. Robinson, He'll get a touch and pull it out. Now up high to Wildman, Gray Wildman. The freshman already with 2 goals on the day. Roeder to Campese. So the Rams get their top line mids back out here with 7:40 left to go in the first half. Here it's Mayock. Back to Roeder. Now Wildman up high looking to dodge on Mitchell. Wildman, he'll sweep down the alley. Great Wildman, wow, the hat trick for the freshman in the first half, carrying the Rams on his back right now. He's got 3 of their 4 as they have a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, Wildman absolutely terrorizing the St. Joe's defense. Hat trick already, and it's only the first half, and we still have 7 minutes to go in this second quarter. And, New Canaan now up 4-1, and, who knows? I mean, if Wildman already has 3 right now, he could probably end this game with like 6, 7, 8, something like that. Obviously, it probably won't happen, but Wildman can definitely score a couple more. A nice 4-1 lead now for the Rams.
So it's going to be O'Neal and Kilmartin once again on the face-off. Gray Wildman, I mean, you could tell he was special since, the start of the season when he scored 6 goals in just the Rams' second game at Somers. And, Wildman, just a freshman, but he has not shown any signs of stopping. As here it's going to be Matt Reed. Reed looking to dodge on Pagano. Now it's up high to Campese. Cole Campese. Off to Roeder. So Mayock will come in. It's Roeder. He's going to take the short stick of Shiamana to X. Now we'll give it off to Mazabras. The Rams looking for the big little from behind. It's Mazabras. He'll fake the screen. Roeder going to try and dodge up the hash. Now we'll settle it on the wing. Off to Campese. Back to Roeder. Finn Roeder. He'll go down the alley with his left. Back to his right. Oh, great save there by Coletti. Roeder looked like he was going to get it on the bouncer as a scrum for the ball. Body's hitting the floor. Oh, wow. Matt Reed just decked Jason Pagano in the crease. Ref's going to say play on as Coletti looks up the field. The ball loose, and oh, wow. I got picked up very quickly by Wicker. Here's Kyle Wicker, the sophomores. St. Joe's and Coach Brendan Talbot, he's going to call a timeout halfway through the second quarter, Ryan.
Yeah, well, St. Joe's lucky to get out of that one, not conceding a 5th there. Roeder had a nice look in front of the net there, but Coletti able to hold strong in goal, which, he's been doing this whole game so far, but the only worry is, it's only the second quarter and still another 6 minutes to go. If he's facing this many shots, obviously a couple are bound to go in, as we've seen with Wildman so far in his hat trick, but St. Joe's, good timeout there. Got to just figure out something, really anything, especially on their offense, on their attack, because this Rams defense is just so strong.
Yeah, St. Joe's. I mean, Ryan, if you're Coach Talbot, what are you drawing up for them to try and, break this, I don't even know what to call it, just a streak of kind of bad luck on the offensive end? They really have not been catching and throwing very well either.
Well, I think the thing is for St. Joe's is they like to play their offense on the perimeter, as we've really seen this whole game. Not too many, passes going inside, especially into the crease. I mean, the one time they really did that is when, they had that man-up situation against New Canaan, able to score there. But I think you just got to do something, maybe just get some more guys cutting, in and out of the crease, and, you can work it outside the perimeter, and then at some point just try and find at least one pass to work it inside. Because if it's on the inside, you never know. You could, rip a shot, and it could, be a loose ball somewhere. But at least retaining possession, I think, is the number one thing for St. Joe's.
So 6 minutes through the second quarter here, and the Rams have basically been on offense for 6 minutes, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's going to be St. Joe's breaking the huddle first. They'll come out. It's going to be Archibald picking it up high. It's the Rams with their defense out there. Got the pulls in Leiden, Harden, Roby, and Leahy, and then the short sticks of Wunderlich and Mazza. Here it's going to be up high with Archibald. Archibald running down low. Leiden, good defense there as Roby forces the turnover. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Leiden who will pick it up. Bryce Leiden coming in, and Ryan, exactly what we're talking about. St. Joe's just holding possession.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Yeah.
as it's going to be Roby. St. Joe's in the drop ride, so the Rams have a lot of time from behind, as here's Campese out of the box. Cole Campese, he'll take it through and get a touch all by himself. Cole Campese, oh wow, he missed that one. He had a great look. It has not been Campese's best day so far. He's had a bunch of good looks, good takes, but unfortunately still is not able to beat Coletti just yet. So here's Cole Campese. He'll send it high to Mayock. Mayock back to Campese. Campese will be defended by Parisi here on the wing. Campese dodging in down low. He'll draw the half slide from Mitchell, as now here's Mitchell defending Wildman up high. Wildman in down low. Wildman shot. That one went wide as he got leveled after the play, and they're going to say that that's a flag there, so it's going to be a man up here for the Rams. Looked like Wildman's stick may have broken or something. Looks like Pagano's coming off the field. The penalty's going to be assessed on him, or Wildman, he's going to come back in. Coach Fawnin, stick technician. He's actually really good. He strings up a lot of the sticks for the players. As looked like he fixed Wildman's right there in about 3 seconds. So gonna say it's a 2-minute penalty. I'd assume it's locked in. Yeah, it is locked in. As the Rams lead 4-1. And they could run up the score as much as they want here on the man up. So here's Wildman. He'll send it down low. Mazabras. Brayden Mazabras. Oh, off the pipe. It's going to be picked up by Campese. Now off to Roeder. Roeder to Reed. Now Hillman back to Reed. Rams working the cycle really well as Wildman dodging along GLE. Oh, wow. Off the pipe once again. As they're going to say, I think he was in the crease. And it's going to Parisi and the Cadets off the end line. The Rams definitely going to get aggressive on the ride here. Got Leiden coming over the midline. It's going to be Coletti. Michael Coletti, the senior goalie. He's going to see a lot of pressure. Oh, that's a bad pass. Now it's going to be going out of bounds. Good pressure by the Rams to create the turnover and get some more possession on the man up. As here it's Matt Reed. Reed back to Hillman, and Ronan Hillman, he'll bury it. The senior, he's a man-up specialist, as you see right there. Ronan Hillman with his first goal on the day. As the Rams go up 5-1, they're still going to be man-up for another minute 17. Yeah. So this is a huge face-off for them as well.
Yeah, beautiful goal there from Ronan Hillman. That's the thing for St. Joe's right there, PJ. Still have another minute and 17 seconds, in this unfortunate situation where all of a sudden, New Canaan's going to be bombarding them with, shots all over the place. And you got to imagine there could be one, maybe even two more goals, from New Canaan. That was the thing. This could be viewed as a success for St. Joe's. They could get out of this one, being a man down, not conceding. But, that's already been snapped, and they got to survive the rest of this one.
So here's JT O'Neill. He'll win the face. I'm sure the Rams going to get their subs very quickly, as they're actually going to call a timeout. Coach Buzzio called a timeout as soon as Wildman got the touch, and the Rams going to be man up for another minute and 5 seconds with only about 4 minutes left to go in this second quarter, Ryan.
Yeah, and obviously, this being a locked-in, the man locked-in penalty, it changes up a little bit for New Canaan because normally maybe, if you're in this kind of situation, maybe you'd want to pass it around a little bit and just, conserve time and get one good shot. But, maybe for the Rams, you might want to immediately get some shorter shot going because you know that if you can score, you can just do it right again, still with that man-up situation. But obviously much tougher for St. Joe's here. That just have to lock down defensively and just try and face all these shots because they're going to happen, right? Yeah. Not much you can do about it, but they're just going to have to dig down deep defensively to try and avoid them.
Yeah, the Rams man up today has been very good so far. You saw the goal from Hillman. There's another one from Wildman earlier. There's just about 4 minutes left to go. The winner of this game will face the Darien Blue Wave at Wilton High School on Tuesday afternoon. If the Rams win, they get their choice of when to play. Either, I believe it's 4:30 or 7. And if they lose, it's going to be the Staples Wreckers who get their choice.
So the Rams get the choice of 4:30 and
if
assuming
they
the win,
win,
right?
yeah, because they are the top seed.
What would you
so.
think's better for? Would you rather have the night game or the early game?
I think you got to look at your team. Coach Buzzio, I think he, just basing it off of previous years, I think he does like playing the early games. And then, you probably stick around to scout out the later game, I think. That's a good strategy. Maybe even just keep your team there and let those guys watch as well. It's going to be up top here to Campese. Rotor back to Campese. Now down low. Hillman. Oh, that one off the pipe. Looked like it was about to go. As now it's picked up here by Capizzuto. Now off to Parisi. Parisi looking to clear this ball. Oh, good defense by the Rams. Somehow or another, he still has the ball through 5 guys as Britton Roby sends his stick flying on the helicopter D-twig, but just a little too late. There's 36 seconds left to kill for St. Joe's. They're going to have the ball in their own end, but last time they had the ball in their own end, it ended very quickly and not good for them.
Yeah, well, Hillman was denied by the post there. We're getting his second one. I mean, perfect look.
Yeah, was that 3 post hits during this man up?
That's, wow. And a crossbar earlier in the game, too.
Yeah.
So a lot of chances. I mean, hey, those all go in. It could be 9-1 right now. I mean, that just shows the dominance of this New Canaan attack. Unlucky there from Hillman, but at least he has his goal that he can go back on today, saying he scored in this one. But yeah, no, you mentioned it, PJ. It's tough for St. Joe's to even hold possession because even when they get it across the midline, I mean, you got to imagine that it's just going to be so tough to hold on to it with how good this New Canaan defense and the New Canaan pressure is. So you got to be drawing up something good over there for Coach Talbot.
Yeah, so 5-1 is your score. This is actually the final score from the last game. So the Rams, and also that last game, I mean, we talked about the New Canaan offense not playing their best in that game. The New Canaan offense only really had 2 goals. It was 2 goals then coming from Will Hayes and Bryce Lyon, and then the goalie goal from Jack Kroll. So the Rams' attack and middies have really stepped it up today. I think, Wildman most of all with already the hat trick. Hillman playing well as well. I mean, this is probably the best game I've seen out of Ronan Hillman. As the Rams doubling the ball here up high on Archibald. How is he getting out of that? That is crazy. He just got quadruple teamed by 4 of the best defensive players in the FCIAC and still held on to the ball somehow. As now it's Restrepo up high. Restrepo running with it. He'll take a shot on the run, and Eli Restrepo, wow, he'll bury that one. Man down. Wow, you don't see one of those every day.
Oh.
As the Cadets get back within 3. Still 14 seconds left to go on the man up for the Rams. You could see Coach Puzzy over there. He is distraught after that. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's just incredible from Restrepo. I mean, I'm not sure how many feet or yards he covered. It seems like he ran almost from one sideline to the other practically, and on the run just fired a shot past Leiden. I think that just took the whole Rams defense and probably Leiden by surprise that, he's going to rip one from there and does go in. I mean, New Canaan still having a 5-2 lead right now, but St. Joe's can at least feel a little better knowing that, hey, they can score even when they're down in the numbers situation.
Here it's coming in with Campese. And, I used to play with Restrepo back in Norwalk. He was a very good player. I've seen him run around like that here at this very field in probably the 4th grade or something, as Roeder will take a shot. That one, a lot of contact. That one will go out of play. It'll stay with Mazabers, but Eli Restrepo on this same field actually scored 9 goals in we had a little tournament in 4th or 5th grade. So, he's been a great player like that for a while now. So, very athletic player. He's always had very good stamina. As you can see there, as Parisi with the great takeaway check on Campese. They're going to say push from behind without possession, and it's going to be going to St. Joe's as Mayock, a lot of contact. Flag is down there. It's going to be Skiamana along the end line, or along the sideline. Sorry, as Hayes just bodied him. Wildman's stick went flying in the air. Wow. It's going to be picked up by Leiden. St. Joe's parents saying got to hold on to it. It's going to be St. Joe's going man up here. with 2:06 left to go in the first half. It's going to be a 30-second penalty against the Rams. It's going to be Mayock on the penalty, as it's going to be Archibald up high. Archibald will send it off to Griner. Forrest Griner back to Sean Archibald. As now it's Restrepo down low out in front. Oh, great save by Leiden. Cam Leiden keeping the Rams in it, as that was Carafa on the shot. So here comes Leahy. Leahy will send it over to Leiden. Bryce Leiden now moving through the midfield. He'll take it over the midline as Leiden rolls back. A lot of pressure on him, as we're back to even strength here now. The Rams successfully kill off the penalty. It's going to be Matt Reed settling it behind. I'm sure the Rams looking to take the last shot here. It's going to be Campese off to Mayock, now to Roeder. Finn Roeder looking to dodge down the alley. Finn Roeder shot, to the stick of Coletti. Great save by him. That was difficult. He was dropping to his knees. Roeder using his body for some good deception, but as on the ride, Roeder gets it back. He'll force the ball loose. Mazabras, he couldn't pick it up. As Coletti, he's going to send it deep downfield. There's still 50 seconds left. I don't even think he knows that. As Leiden, he's going to pick it up now. Cam Leiden moving through. He'll look off to Mayock. Harry Mayock over the midline. Mayock off to Harden. Chase Harden, he's going to get a touch and look to settle it down. He'll pass it off to Mayock. Oh, you know what? He didn't launch that because he thought it was short time. It's because St. Joe's was running out of time to clear it. They were probably only at about 17 or 18, so they had to clear it very soon. As Mayock shot, that one missed, but Mazabras was there as Pagano comes flying in. That's going to be his third penalty of the game. There's 3 seconds left. The Rams going to hold this one, and they're going to start the second half with possession. As Pagano, he's going to go off to the penalty box. But your score is 5-2 here at the end of the first half. The Rams will start the second half with possession. So we'll be back to you on NCHS Athletics for the second half coming soon. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back live here for second half action of the FCIAC quarterfinals between the New Canaan Rams and the St. Joseph Cadets, live from Dunning Field on the campus of New Canaan High School on New Canaan High School Athletics. Myself, PJ Neville, next to me, Ryan Bell. The Rams going to start out man up here to start off this second half after the penalty on Jason Pagano to end that first half. It's going to start up high with Finn Roeder. As both teams about to get underway here. The Rams 5-2 lead, but they have had a bunch of shots so far, a lot off the pipe and off the crossbar. They are playing very well, controlling the possession, and it's really been their game to lose so far. As Reed, his shot, that one goes wide. It's going to be picked up behind by Wildman. Still 12 seconds. Oh, minutes, geez. 12 seconds left to go. In the man up for the Rams, it's Roeder off to Reed. Reed back up to Roeder, back down low. Matt Reed up high. Finn Roeder back. They're just playing give and go here. As here it's Wildman up high to Campese. Campese's going to settle it down. Now off to Roeder with the short stick on him. Matt Reed with the short stick on him as Reed, he'll dodge, get to his left. Matt Reed's shot. That one's saved by Coletti. Wow, he wound up on that one. His ball loose along the end line. I think they're going to say he was out of bounds. It was Lima who was trying to keep it in as Reed, good a job on the pressure. His heel play from X, defended by Lima. Now it's going to be Wildman up high to Campese.
Yeah, obviously Wildman, story of that first half, bagging a hat trick. And that was midway through the second quarter, too. Not as much through the rest of that second quarter, but already a great game for him.
As Wildman took the shot there, he got tripped up. The shot went wide, and Reed going to pick it up once again here in the alley. Ref blows the whistle. Oh, there's a ball on the field.
So Coach Stakeholm, he's supplies the balls, right, PJ, on the
yeah, he does. He does do that far in line. Gonna have to have a chat with him in practice on Monday. It's gonna be Roeder off to Wildman. Gray Wildman, defended by Mitchell. Now off to Finn Roeder. Roeder back to Wildman. Now up high Campese. Cole Campese on the split. He'll roll back to his right. Campese going down the alley. He'll send it behind to Reed. Matt Reed. Now to Mazabras. Mazabras up high to Roeder. Now here's Harry Mayock on the swim move. Mayock, high pass of Roeder. He got a little tip on it, though, and looks like he might be able to get this ground ball. Oh, good play by Roeder to trap that ball. As now he's got a break of his own. Finn Roeder moving in. He'll look down low. Now out across. Campese. Oh, great save by Coletti. Campese was trying to go 5-hole on Michael Coletti, but Coletti said no way. As now it's going to be Roeder settling it out off to Reed. Now with Wildman defended by Mitchell. Wildman out in front, and Gray Wildman buries it. His fourth on the day for the freshman.
Number 4 there from Gray Wildman, but how about that? What kind of play from New Canaan before? I mean, that was perfect ball movement all around, and Coletti making an excellent save there, denying the Rams to get a 6 initially, but then, it only took about 10 more seconds till Wildman decided that he would do it himself again. Now number 4 on the day for Gray Wildman. You got to imagine he'll definitely have a couple more chances to, bag maybe number 5 and number 6 on the goals tally. So we'll see what that happens. New Canaan now 6-2 lead, 9:27 in this third quarter.
Yeah, and this St. Joe's defense, honestly, they are not even playing that bad. It's just they have been stuck on defense so much because their transition game is not the best, and that's what's really doing them in so far. As Hayes bobbles that pass, but I mean, if this possession was even, I would assume that it would be St. Joe's holding the ball and getting a lot of good looks, as it's going to be Reed. He'll settle it off, give it to Wildman. Now it's off to Campese. The Rams have Hillman in at attack. Looks like they're running Mazabras at midi again, just like they have been all year long. Is Campese sweeping over top. He'll roll back, give it off to Roeder. Here's Roeder settling it down. Finn Roeder to his left. He'll sweep, give it off to Campese. Campese steps into one, and he's got his first on the day. Cole Campese. It was a long time coming for him. Number 9, headed to Denver next year. He's got his first goal on the day.
Rocket from Cole Campese, you know, hasn't had necessarily his best day. Is generating some shots today, but not a lot of them have been on target, you know, on the cage. But he finally gets that one to go. It's got to feel good for Campese, boosting his confidence a little bit. And, you know, he doesn't lack confidence, definitely. You know, if you think of guys on the Rams, he's probably, you know, one of the guys on the team that has the most confidence in himself, and he should, you know, going to play at Denver, as you mentioned, PJ, after next year. But it's a good one for Campese, making it 7-2 for the Rams.
This is JT O'Neal just dominant on the face-off dot today. He has had a very large margin between him and Kilmartin, as it's going to be settled down with Wildman. Wildman holding it along the wing, defended by Pagano. Wildman draws the slide even while the Rams are subbing. Now here it's going to be Mayock up high. Harry Mayock off to Cuesta. Chris Cuesta coming back from a concussion, as I mentioned before. Now here's Robinson off the wing. Luke Robinson. He'll send it behind to Reed. Reed sweeping over top. He'll just send it up to Mayock. Now across to Cuesta. Cuesta down low to Wildman. Wildman defended by Pagano. Here's Mayock. Now looking to dodge down the alley from up high. Harry Mayock. He'll take it behind to X and settle it down. Mayock surveying his options. He's going to look to dodge up the hash. He'll give it off to Wildman. Now up high with Cuesta. Here's Robinson down the alley. He'll fake the rollback. Give it off to Reed. Reed splitting back and forth at X. He'll give it off to Wildman now with Cuesta. Cuesta off to Robinson. Once again, they're going to go to him. He'll fake the shot. Oh, wow, nice move by Luke Robinson. But good closeout defense there by Lima. So now it's going to be Wildman. He'll bobble that pass, but he'll get it right back off the ground as Wildman will draw the shorty. Now this is not the matchup you want if you're St. Joe's. You got to go early as Wildman. He'll bury it, his 5th on the day. You can't leave him out that close with a shorty, or else he's going to make you pay for it. Gray Wildman, 5 for number 91.
Yeah, PJ, this kid just does not stop scoring. Number 5 for Wildman, now 8-2 for New Canaan, and you know, he's just been playing a spectacular game. I think, you know, if you're doing a 1 through 10 match rating for some of these players, Wildman has to have a 10. I mean, if you have 5 goals in a playoff game, I think you deserve that, and there's still so much time left in this game that he could probably bag a couple more, but already 5 goals for Wildman. That's going to be the headline of this game, along with just a overall well-rounded performance from the Rams.
So it's going to be O'Neal and Kilmartin once again, and I wonder at what point, if you're St. Joe's, that you start maybe even trying to pull this face off as O'Neal. He'll take the shot. It goes wide, but the Rams are back there. But what point, if you're Coach Talbot, do you start either pulling this face off or just double pulling the wings? Because you need to get something to create more possession. And as of right now, nothing is happening on the face off dot that is giving you any signs of life.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be close to almost 100% win rate for JT O'Neal. Maybe there's another goal for the Rams all of a sudden, you know, right as we're talking. Yeah,
it was another goal for Gray Wildman. I think, is that 6? That's a sock trick. Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure it's a sock trick. When you score 6 as Wildman, I mean, there's just no stopping this kid.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That is crazy.
How you stop him. Darien, they're going to have their hands full on Tuesday unless St. Joe's is able to mount a comeback, which as of right now, considering that they have not even had a possession this entire second half, it's not looking too good, as it's going to be O'Neal moving in down low here. His shot goes wide. It's going to be Hillman who will pick it up along the end line.
Yeah, JT O'Neal will just find one there, you know, thinking, hey, I'm winning all these faceoffs. Why not try and get a shot in there, see if I can throw my hat and get in the goal. A little wide for him, but nonetheless, good shot.
It's going to be Roeder up top. Roeder off to Campese. Now it'll be down low with Reed. Across to Hillman. Up top to Finn Roeder. As the Rams set up their offense. It's going to be down low behind with Hillman. Hillman back to Reed. Now off to Roeder along the wing. Back up high with Campese. It's Matt Reed stepping into that one, and he'll get the Rams 10th on the day. 10-2 is your score with 5:05 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Rams having some fun now in this third quarter, just generating so many shots. Now the success rate of shots to goals are really almost at 1-to-1 right now. Beautiful play there from New Canaan all around. Everyone, getting involved with some touches. Then Reed fires that one in. Double digits for New Canaan now. 10-2, 8-goal lead. Still 5:05 to go in this third.
Once again, it's Kilmartin and O'Neill on the face-off. That ball won by JT O'Neill once again. Do you expect any less? As it's going to be O'Neill. He'll take it in, get a touch. It's going to be settled behind with Hillman. Hillman off to Wildman. Wildman defended by Pagano. Looks like St. Joe's definitely getting ready to slide early on Wildman. He has just lit them up so far today. As here's Hayes, who's looking to get a quick little shot on the cutback. As it's going to be Roeder. The Rams holding the ball is out in front. It's Mazabras. Great pass from Hillman to Mazabras. And Brady Mazabras just cutting in right downhill, full head of steam. And the Rams get the 11th for them on the day. Now a 9-goal lead. We're starting to get close to running time here, Ryan.
Yeah, number 2 on the day for Mazabras. And I was tracking him the whole way, standing over on that sideline. He pretty much had a straight shot all the way through the middle of the field for, found it right to him, and he got that goal. And I think St. Joe's, for as good of a defense that they have, I think they're starting to get a little tired in this third quarter, and you can tell how, it was a really close game. Now they're letting up maybe some more sloppy goals that you wouldn't have seen in that first half, and that's definitely a testament to the stamina of this Rams team.
Looks like O'Neill went early there, and St. Joe's going to get their first possession of the second half. If they could even get a touch. Hayes, heavy defense there. Great job by Will Hayes, as that's a bad pass by St. Joe's. It's going to be picked up by Roby.
And the one time that St. Joe's does have it.
Just keeps getting worse for the Cadets today. It's going to be Wunderlich, who he'll get a touch and send it off to Reed. Now behind with Hillman. Hillman back to Reed. It's going to be up top to Cuesta. The Rams with their second midi line out here. It's going to be Mayock. Up high, Mayock. Across, here's Robinson. Robinson to Wildman. Wildman going to get a screen from Robinson. That's decide not to use his shot. Maybe went off the pipe. You heard the pipe as the Rams back there on the chase. It's going to be Wildman once again dodging on Pagano. Gray Wildman, falling to the ground. He's got 7. Gray Wildman, the freshman, flexing his guns today. He looks a little shaken up on that. If I'm Coach Buzzio, maybe I'd pull him out. He's already had his fun today.
He's had his fair share of goals. Unbelievable from Wildman today. And, deserves all his flowers for 7 goals. But, it does look a little shaken up. Hopefully nothing too bad there. And, no, you're right, PJ. If Coach Buzzio probably should make a sub for Wildman, he could, sit the rest of this game. Got to have him.
Looks like Charlie O'Neill's getting warmed up on the sideline a little bit. Love to see some action out of him. They're going to say that now Kilmartin went early. It's going to be O'Neill taking it in, as we got a timeout coming from the Rams and Coach Buzzio with 3:08 left to go in the third quarter. Looks like Wildman going to talk with the trainer, Corey. 7 goals on the day. If I'm this New Canaan coaching staff, I would just kind of sit him out, you know, save him for Tuesday unless, you know, this game starts to get a little close again. Maybe, you know, you need to call on your hero. His score is 12-2 right now. Heading into the fourth quarter, just 3 minutes removed.
Yeah.
Ryan, what have you seen from either of these squads?
I mean, simply Rams domination. Obviously, Wildman, 7 of the 12 Rams goals. And, you know, as we're talking about maybe subbing them out, I mean, it's good to get, you know, reps for other guys because, I mean, this whole Rams bench is extremely talented. There's a reason that all these guys are at the varsity level. They can all make plays. So it could be good to get some guys some experience because you never know if it will matter in a semifinal or a final game. If there is an injury or someone goes down and it's a next man up mentality, it's always good to have some nice reps under you. So, you know, we'll see with what the Rams do here.
So it looks like it's going to be Charlie O'Neill coming in place of Wildman right now with Matt Reed and Hillman at attack. And then up high, it's going to be Roeder by himself at midi right now. The Rams haven't put out anyone else. I'd assume Campese and Mazabras are going to be coming out here in a couple seconds. Yeah, Coach Haltot just told Campese to get out there as well as Mazabras. This here, it's going to be Roeder up high on the restart. Finn Roeder, he'll get a touch and send it behind to Matt Reed. Reed off to O'Neill. O'Neill defended by Pagano. Here's Campese up top. He's going to sweep, roll back after he drew the double. Cole Campese with the left. His shot goes wide. And it's going to be Reed over there on the restart. Here's Reed over to O'Neill. O'Neill defended by Pagano. Pagano getting aggressive with him as Charlie O'Neill takes the shot. That one got blocked in traffic. Here it's going to be Capizzuto who will get it over the midline and lost the ball. As now they were looking for Archibald. Bryce Lyden with a good stick there. As it's Campese who will pick it up. Get a touch. He might look for even more here. So he's just going to pull it out and settle it down. It's going to be off with Mazabras across to Roeder. As Roeder looks to dodge on the shorty. Finn Roeder trying to impose his will. Now it's Reed. Matt Reed off to Hillman. Hillman right out in front on the doorstep, but a great save by Michael Coletti. As the Cadets now look to clear.
Yeah,
it's over with Mitchell.
Hillman very well could have a hat trick today. Obviously had one earlier on. Was denied by the post earlier, and then a great save there to deny him from what could have been a third.
As we got a whistle, I'd assume a timeout coming from St. Joe's. So they're going to start with the ball in the alley with 1:34 left to go in the third quarter. The Cadets just need to get some offense. I don't even know if they've gotten a touch in this third quarter so far.
Yeah, not sure about that.
This has been New Canaan just holding possession and taking a lot of shots. And, you know, JT O'Neill surely is a big part of that on the face-off as well.
100%. I mean, I'd like to see his, win rate percentage. Win rate percentage on those face-offs. I mean, definitely close to 100%. Maybe there's one he lost. I know they went early on one of those if you want to factor that in as well. But, it's definitely been the face-offs for the Rams, and that's the problem for St. Joe's. I mean, if you have no possession, you can't win a game like this. So that's just the main issue for the Cadets. Hey, beautiful day here today at Dunning Peach.
Yeah, this is a really, it was a little, I don't know, there were a couple clouds
when it
that
started,
came in, but
now it's
it's looking nice,
3-day weekend as well. Everyone can,
Memorial Day. I'm sure everyone's excited about that.
Well, maybe barbecue on Monday.
Yeah. We still got lacrosse practice Monday morning, though, The grind never stops.
No.
JV, we got Staples on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Final game of the year.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be up high here with Carafa. Carafa will move the ball over to Griner. It's going to be Griner with heavy pressure by Connor Mazza. Up top now, Archibald. No look pass to Carafa. Carafa shot, and he'll bury that one past Kroll. That was a great shot by Carafa on the bouncer. He's able to get that right in the corner, and that will be St. Joe's third goal on the day.
Yeah, well, St. Joe's are 100% on shots in this third quarter, 1 for 1, so you just got to keep shooting it. But, as you can see, when they at least have possession and can generate some chances, they're not a bad team, right? They can get goals, but it is just that one problem of maintaining the possession. But a nice goal there, 12-3 lead still for the Rams.
So is Carafa on the goal. Looks like Kroll, he might not even be warmed up anymore. It might still be cold after, not playing basically at all this whole third quarter, as that was Tellis who might have won the clamp, but then the wings unable to get the job done for him as Parisi still with the ball. It's going to be picked up by Leiden, but I think they're going to say a push on New Canaan, and it's going to stay red. So it's going to be Archibald up high, who he'll get a touch. He'll be defended by Leiden. Now it's off to Restrepo, off to Carafa. It's Restrepo, now Carafa. Restrepo, he'll be defended by Hayes. Now off to Griner. Griner at X, defended by Wunderlich. He'll cut back, give it off to Carafa. Carafa's shot, that one went wide. He was looking for his second straight as it's going to restart behind with Colin Scully. Now here's Griner. Griner's shot, that'll go through the 5-hole of Kroll. And that'll be St. Joe's second straight. So Ryan, I guess they're not 100% still on the shots, right? Yeah. If Carafa's one went wide.
Right.
But, I mean, 2 back-to-back goals for them after not having possession. So it's really a matter of getting possession because they're scoring well when they do have it.
Yeah, that was a nice one there by Forrest Griner, just kind of jumping up, little jump shot goal there. But, yeah, it's still an 8-goal lead for the Rams. And, that's the thing, Peach. I mean, we keep saying it is possession, and all starts with the face-offs. And, you win that, maybe it could lead to another goal.
Here, it's going to be on the face-off, won by Jack Thompson. Then the loose ball in the midfield, and it gets picked up by Capizzuto. He'll lose that one as he decides to just chuck it downfield to Archibald. Oh, he gets leveled by Leiden, as that will do it for the third quarter of action here from Dunning Field. Scores 12-4. Heading into the fourth quarter of these FCIAC quarterfinals, winner will play the Darien Blue Wave. I think I saw some Darien coaches here earlier, probably scouting out this New Canaan team.
Yeah.
Of course, these two programs know each other very, very well. I mean, play each other every year. Used to play each other twice a year, but now it's only once, and now, it means even more, especially coming into these FCIAC playoffs.
Now, the quality of the FCIAC semis, assuming the Rams will hold on to this one as they should. I mean, it's going to be great. And I think, if there's one thing to really take away is, it was way earlier in the season that New Canaan first played St. Joe's, and that was only 5-1. And I think, that's one thing. If New Canaan does get by Darien in the semis, and maybe it's, let's say, Staples in the final, that's one thing. Staples handed the Rams their only loss. And that was early in the season, though, right? So that was, a while ago. And all of a sudden, if this is one thing, the Rams are dominating St. Joe's later on in the season compared to earlier. That could be one thing that could go in New Canaan's favor if they do play Staples in the final. But obviously have to, still get by this one, still another quarter, which looks like they will, and obviously get by Darien in the semis.
So it's going to be the start of the fourth quarter here. Both teams taking the field. St. Joe's first one's out. It's going to be Kilmartin once again on the face-off for the Cadets. So the Rams going to bring out Jack Thompson, the other JT in this New Canaan program. 2 JTs, 2 Fogos. So it's going to be Thompson against Kilmartin on the face-off. The referee will blow the whistle, and we're underway here for the fourth quarter. It's going to be won by Thompson. He'll pick it up. Jack Thompson moving with the ball here. He'll get pushed from behind, give it off to O'Neill. O'Neill will look to settle it down, defended heavily by Pagano. O'Neal running for his life. It's Charlie O'Neal. He's got to move this ball. O'Neal, he'll give it across to Campese. Cole Campese will have it up high, defended by Parisi. So Campese and Parisi is two similar names.
Yeah.
As it's going to be Roeder sweeping. He'll take it down the alley now. Finn Roeder on the shot. That one goes wide. No one there to back it up for New Canaan, and it's going to be Pagano who will get it for the Cadets. As O'Neal heavy on the ride, trying to get it out. Hillman as well for the Rams. That ball finally taken away by O'Neal. As seems nobody could get to this ball. Now it's Campese moving in. Cole Campese sweeping across. Campese, he'll stick that one. Cole Campese with his second on the day as the Rams take back a 9-goal lead.
Yeah, right when Campese saw a little bit of space there, I think we all knew that he was going to try and rip a shot there, and he absolutely does. Number 13 for New Canaan, another one for Campese. Rams are rolling so far as they'll look very likely to book their ticket to the FCIAC semis.
So it's going to be Tellis on the face-off here against Kilmartin. Finn Kilmartin, the sophomore. This referee will back away and blow the whistle. It's going to be picked up. It's not going to be picked up. I think Harden and Tellis both thought it was picked up along with me.
Yeah.
Now it's finally picked up by Harden. As Coach Buzzio will get the timeout off. It seems like I always joke around. I know I say it probably every single time that, it used to be whenever Bryce Lyden got the ball that Coach Buzzio would immediately call a timeout, but now it seems like whenever Harden gets the ball, it's kind of that signal to Coach Buzzio to call a timeout. He's going to call it here with 10:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Scores 13-4 in favor of the Rams as they look to be cruising to the FCIAC semifinals, where they'll where they will face the Darien Blue Wave. That one at Wilton.
Yeah.
That one.
Anavsa High. Well, breaking news right now. We'll be
apparently
the producer for the early game.
So NCTV will be streaming those games, and apparently our guy Anavsa High, he graduated last year, but apparently he's coming back and producing the earlier game.
Known for his nice green jacket. Hopefully we'll see that one.
It's a good code. It is.
We've tried it on.
Yeah. It's going to start in the alley with Mayock, the Rams with their second-line mids out.
And on the crew, maybe Robbie Williams, obviously, at Syracuse. Had a fun first year, as known from his Instagram posts and whatnot. But it was good to see him actually a couple weeks ago in class. So
it's going to be Mayock. He'll send it down low to Hillman. Hillman back up high to Mayock. It's Harry Mayock with the short stick on him. Now it's off to Cuesta. Chris Cuesta dodging down the alley. Wow, he's met by a brick wall and runs straight through. And Chris Cuesta, he'll bury the lefty rip on the run. Chris Cuesta with his first goal on the day as he extends the Rams' lead to 10.
Yeah, nice ball come back there for Cuesta. Obviously had that concussion in the McMahon game, as we've known, and making his first nice appearance back today. Good goal for Cuesta. 14-4 now for the Rams, and they're back up by 10. And if you're St. Joe's, not looking great right now, but you still want to finish strong. You still have 10 more minutes left to go in this fourth quarter, so try and generate as many chances as you can.
And the Cadets, they do still have states, and they don't have to play any competition similar to this in states. They're in Class L, so they get to play the smaller schools. They were runner-ups in Class L last year, but looking by the way that they're playing against this New Canaan team, I'd say that they have a good shot to, go back and possibly win it this year.
Yeah.
As here it's going to be Robinson. He'll take it in and get a touch. Now pulling it out is Robinson. Luke Robinson, he'll take the short stick to X. As the Rams look for the big little. It's going to be Robinson driving. He'll pass it off to O'Neal. O'Neal across to Mayock. Now with Willie Erickson. Erickson on the dodge. He'll go down low to Hillman. Hillman out up top to Mayock. Mayock on the swim move. Harry Mayock shot, and Mayock will get the goal for the Rams. Now they go up by 11 with 9:27 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Nice one from Harry Mayock there. Now it seems like everyone for the Rams are scoring. Cuesta before that, Mayock now. Seems like all these new Canaan guys are at least getting some opportunities to get some shots up. Always nice to see, especially in the playoff game. Always a good tally to say, hey, I scored in a FCIAC playoff game. Obviously, 15-4 lead, but all these goals count and helps, especially for morale as you go into the FCIAC semis, playing a team like Darien to feel good. Anyone can score, and we're seeing that one today.
Yeah, the Rams getting a lot of backups in right now. You see on defense, Perticello, Roby, not Braden Roby, Owen Roby, and Liam Cox. And then on the wing, you see Preston Hanratty at LSM. You see Tellis taking the face-off, as that's going to be a loose ball push on Tellis. It's going red, as here it's going to be Hanratty defending. Preston Hanratty defending. It was Wicker who fell, but eventually got back on the ball. As St. Joe's looking to play with it up top. It's going to be Archibald here. Sean Archibald defended by Liam Cox. As Cox, some good defense, good pressure from outside. It's going to be Griner. Now off to Restrepo. Restrepo will be defended by Wunderlich. Wunderlich being isolated at X. The Cadets going for the big little here now. It's going to be sent up high. Here's Archibald defended by Hanratty. Archibald gets out in front, and Kroll with the phenomenal save. Now here's Perticello. He'll give it off to Kroll. Jack Kroll going to move this ball up. So he'll look off to Hanratty. Preston Hanratty moving through the midfield. He'll get a touch. And, he'll lose the ball, but he'll pick it back up. He gets T-twigged there. As O'Neal, now he'll lose the ball. O'Neal's getting quadruple teamed as he just sends a moon ball out into the middle of the field as Erickson will pick it up. I think they're going to get, I'm not sure. I don't know. As it's going to be Erickson who will start with it outside. And Hanratty, it was a good clear. And then you got D-twigged. I'm going to have to talk to him about that later. Yeah. Fellow math classmate of mine, Miss Replinger. That class is actually makes me sad now because none of the seniors are in there. So it's honestly a pretty boring class without them.
Yeah, we can smile because it happened.
Yeah,
we can look back on it.
It was a good class, good group of kids. We had our highs and our lows. Some hundreds on tests, some 50s, but it's all right.
Yeah.
As here it's going to be Mayock. He'll give it off to Cuesta. Cuesta, he'll go down the alley with the left. He'll pass it off behind to O'Neal. Charlie O'Neal defended by Mitchell. Now it's off to Erickson. Up high with Mayock. Mayock on the swim move off to Willie Erickson. Here's Charlie O'Neal. O'Neal sends it across to Robinson. Robinson on the backhand shot pass. I don't even know what to call that. That was... I don't even know. As here it's going to be Parisi. Parisi moving through the midfield. The ball loose. It's picked up. Now it's given off to Mitchell. Here's Caden Mitchell. He still needs to get a touch. As he'll give it off to Archibald. Archibald will get the touch. As Cox, heavy pressure on him. Now it's going to be up high with Restrepo. Restrepo will be defended by Cuesta. Off to Archibald, back to Restrepo. Here's Eli Restrepo just sitting on the ball. So he'll look to a cutting Carafa. That was almost a sick one-handed catch, but he wasn't able to reel it in. As here it's Archibald. Archibald shot that one wide. It's going to be backed up by St. Joe's. It's going to be Scaly along the end line. He'll give it behind now with Griner. It's Dylan Griner, the attackman, up high to Restrepo. Restrepo looking to sweep over top on Cuesta. Cuesta, he'll pass it behind, Restrepo will pass it behind, not Cuesta. As here, it's Archibald defended by Owen Roby. Roby got a piece of his helmet there. Refs don't decide to call it, as that was Griner who stepped into the shot before he actually had the ball in his stick. And it's picked up by Perticello. Bennett Perticello off to Kroll, and now the Rams look to clear it. It's going to be Kroll who will look up to Erickson. Erickson will get the touch. He'll sweep over top. The Rams looking for a quick little break. It's going to be off with Charlie O'Neill. O'Neill will give it up high to Cuesta. Here's Chris Cuesta off to Mayock. Now Harry Mayock, he'll stutter step, go down the alley. Give it behind now. It's Hillman. Oh, he's looking for Cuesta. That was a good lift there by Scaly, as it'll be over and back on the Rams. And St. Joe's will get the ball. Oh, that was a great cut by Griner, and an even better save by Kroll. Fantastic save by Jack Kroll, as here comes Liam Cox right down Main Street. Cox moving in, heavy pressure. As he'll send it to Erickson. Now it's with Hillman. Willie Erickson off to Wunderlich. Will Wunderlich going to hold this ball up high. So Rams look to get the subs. Here comes Ryan Stannard. Finally, Timmy McManus. 3 former JV players last year. 3 teammates of mine last year. The referee's going to blow the whistle. I am not sure what for.
I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah. This here it's going to be McManus along the wing. Timmy McManus, he'll split to his left, give it off to Stannard. Stannard now with Wunderlich. Wunderlich on the hitch. Will Wunderlich, oh, good defense by St. Joe's, as Wunderlich has to peel off. Give it to Erickson. Now it's behind with Charlie O'Neill. Up high to McManus. McManus down the alley with his left. Now here's Charlie O'Neill, the righty. O'Neill will bounce off, give it to Wunderlich. Will Wunderlich with his right, as he shoots it straight to the stick of Parisias. I think we got a flag down. I think they're going to say it's going to be a hold on St. Joe's. I guess it's going to be Jaquez because he's the only person going off the field.
Yeah.
So, score still 15-4. Rams lead by 11. As it's going to be a 30-second man up here for New Canaan. It's going to be Timmy McManus off to O'Neill. Now with Wunderlich. It's going to be in the alley. Now up high, it's McManus to O'Neill. O'Neill steps into it from 20 yards out, as now it's down low with Erickson across the Stannard on the doorstep. And Ryan Stannard, he finished it, but they're going to say he was in the crease. And it's going to be Coletti who will clear it out. Michael Coletti. Keep wanting to call him Brady because of Brady Scoletti, the guy on Don Bosco, who absolutely lit up this New Canaan defense.
Lots of people that ends in Eddies.
Yeah. Got a whistle on the play. I think St. Joe's going to call a timeout here with 3:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 15-4, as the Rams have been absolutely dominant so far, cruising their way to another matchup against the Darien Blue Wave.
Yeah, New Canaan, great job overall in this game. But, yeah, St. Joe's, they have some players, and I think as they look on to states, they can definitely make a nice run, maybe even win it all. They have the talent to do so. Good overall team. But obviously, when you run into the powerhouse that is New Canaan, just incredibly tough to win those games overall. But St. Joe's drove some good players. Obviously, I think Julian Jaquez has been playing really great. Not Kremer. Jaquez Kremer, obviously, he's a great guy. My Spanish teacher last year. Not at the school anymore. He was a great guy, and this perfect camera. Me and Luke Tancarelli, who's now doing this thing at track. Actually, he's a star track athlete now in the high jump. We'd sit next to each other, did our end of year project as a podcast, and actually the 2K16 song "AIO." That was our intro. Are you familiar with that? If I play it to you, you'd know. It's hard to sing.
Yeah, I don't know it by name, but I'm sure if you played it to me.
Yeah. I'll show you after. But but St. Joe's do have some great players overall.
As here, it's going to be Restrepo in the alley. They'll send it up high to Carafa. Here's Paulie Carafa looking to dodge on Wunderlich. Never mind. He'll send it below to Scaly. Defended by Roby there with Scaly. So now you see number 44 on the field, Pierce Parkhill. Parkhill, he had a little bit of an injury in the middle of the season, but he just came back, and now he's playing at full strength, as you see here on the ground ball against Archibald. We like to call Parkhill last year on the JV team we called him the bird of prey, although I don't know if that's the right word, because when he runs, he looks like a hawk almost. Yeah. He like tilts his head in a way that he's like, I don't know. Huh. It just, someone made that observation last year, and it just kind of stuck with him. So
are there any other nicknames?
As Carafa steps into that one, a good save by Kroll. Not really.
Nah.
No.
And this year either? Nothing too much?
No. Hillman on the doorstep. Ronan Hillman, he'll get his second on the day. Very well deserved, I mean.
Yeah.
He's had shots go off the pipe, off, some good saves. But Ronan Hillman, he'll get his second on the day. It's going to be Jack Thompson coming out for the faceoff. Once again, it's going to be Wunderlich on the assist for Hillman.
Yep.
Those two guys, pretty good friends in school. As you see Hudson Kenny taking the wing at short stick D mid for New Canaan. Here, it's going to be Kilmartin and Thompson. This ball loose on the ground. It's going to be picked up by Kenny. And Tucker Stevens, I did all the games with him, earlier this year. As it was a St. Joe's timeout, but they didn't actually have the ball, so it's going to go back to the Rams. As here it's going to be O'Neal, but Tucker, he was telling me that Hudson Kenny recently switched to play short stick D mid from playing with the long stick, as he played last year and the start of this year. But Kenny is actually now using Tucker's stick from when he played at Darien. Yeah, that's what he was telling us the other day. So, interesting.
You might have to use a different one for next game. You can't play in Darien using Darien's stick there. I mean, you gotta facilitate something else there.
New Canaan played Darien with Darien's kicker, so I don't know what you want to say about that.
Well, now ours, so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now it's,
Yeah, a little this, a little that.
As it's going to be Mayock. He's just going to walk this one out, and that will do it here from Dunning Field for the FCIAC quarterfinals. The top-seeded Rams will move on to Wilton High School to face off against the rival Darien Blue Wave this coming Tuesday. The final score of 16-4. St. Joe's, though, nothing to hang your head about. That was a very good game that they played. I mean, taking this team to a 5-2 halftime score, that's not easy. Not a lot of teams can keep it that close with New Canaan for even a half, as the Rams eventually were able to pull it away. But now Wilton, that's going to be a big game against Darien.
Yeah.
The Rams, they haven't won the FCIAC in quite some time, so this is big to get some momentum, especially heading into states as well. So that'll do it here from us on NCHS Athletics. You could catch those two FCIAC semifinal games, both the New Canaan one and the Staples one, on NCTV 78. But thank you all for joining us here on NCHS Athletics. We'll see you all next time.